Hi, my name is Valerie Palomino, and today for my midterm exam, I'm going to talk about interpretation and interpreting modes. According to the International Standards Organization, or ISO, interpreting is defined as follows: rendering a spoken or signed message into another spoken or signed language, preserving the register and meaning of the source language content. There are multiple ways of decoding and conveying a message into another language. These are called modes of interpretation. We'll see the most common ones and when they are used. First, we have consecutive interpreting. In this mode, the speaker delivers a message and then pauses. The interpreter starts to convey the message in the target language, usually with the help of notes taken while the speaker was talking. It's important for the interpreter to be skilled in note taking so that the interpretation doesn't miss details and renders the complete message. That's why consecutive interpreting is considered the most accurate mode, because it allows the interpreter to convey whole thoughts and whole ideas and to take notes. The next one is simultaneous interpreting. The interpreter listens and renders the message in the target language at the same time as the speaker is speaking. This is quite difficult to do because it requires the interpreter to listen to the source message, then process it, and then conveying it in the target language, while continuing to listen to the speaker. So they have to keep the pace, they can't stay behind. However, the main advantage in simultaneous interpreting mode is that it saves time and allows the speaker to keep their natural flow. Generally, the interpreter sits in a soundproof booth with one or more colleagues, like you can see in the image, and then inside the booth, the interpreter listens to the source content through headphones and speaks into a microphone for the audience in the target language. Next, we have relay interpreting. This is carried out in situations where no interpreter can be found for a certain language combination. For example, if there isn't an interpreter for English to Quechua, then two interpreters will be required. Maybe one for English to Spanish and then another one for Spanish to Quechua. The next is rhetoric interpreting. In this case, interpreters don't work into their mother tongue for rendering the message. Instead, the source message is spoken in the interpreter's mother tongue, and they are expected to have a near native proficiency in the language they are going to interpret for the listeners. Another mode for interpreting is the whispered interpretation, or chuchotage, which is a variation of simultaneous interpreting. The interpreter sits or stands very close to the client that requires interpretation and speaks at a very low volume that the client can hear, while the main speaker is given the speech in the source language. Liaison or bilateral interpreting is used in a conversation of two or more people that don't speak the same language. The interpreter acts as a mediator or liaison and interprets the speech of each party, so he or she will have to constantly switch from one language to the other. And it is commonly used in business meetings, negotiations, or interviews. And last but not least, we have side translation. But you might think, why? Well, this mode combines elements of translation and interpretation because the result is an oral rendition of a text or document that was written in the source language. Here, the interpreter renders the message into the listener's language as if it was written in the target language. And well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I tried to cover the most common interpreting modes, but there are few others that you might find out there. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.